Hi there, welcome to the Tomb of Illumination. Everything's in regards to man's spiritual enlightenment, his illumination, the illumination of the sun in the creation story of our universe, and flat earth, what all the ancients knew about our flat earth system. All fact, all put down as myths and legends by the delusional, basically. You can't debunk anything I describe about the flat earth system. It all works. So this video is about what we call the ancient Egyptian light bulb, and how there's been many interpretations of what they meant. But this came to me one night, just out of the blue. I wasn't thinking about it, but it might have been connected to the book, the Norse mythology creation story I was reading, but there was no mention of that sort of thing in there. But this just woke me up in the middle of the night. It's clear as anything. Exactly what it is. Well, I think it's exactly what it is, so you can determine for yourselves. It's never been explained before. So let's just draw basically what it looks like. So it's a picture like this, right? And this going down here and this going like through this. And then it looks like the head of a snake up here, right? There's a man standing down here. Looks like he's holding it. And then up here is the, under here is the 1, 2, 4 sort of the Dijet, is it? Called the Dijet thing? The Egyptian Dijet? The power, basically the power, well, how do you describe it? It's the powerhouse. It's the energy system, the dielectric, the magnetic induction system. So this part here represents the tropical gap of our Earth in our flat Earth design. This here represents the Milky Way, because the Milky Way is it's connected from here over to here. So basically, I'm drawing the system like this. And how it came, what was happening in the dream is, it starts like this. Oop, that's a bit dead. So there's the images it's giving me. So there's your wheel, and there's the other wheel. There's the axle. And it took the wheel off, and then it fell down. So it fell down from the center. This is the center. So basically, it's like this. And it spun from the center. So there's the center, there's the Milky Way coming out of the tropics. So it dropped down, and then you just turn it. And this zone here is this zone here of the tropics. That's the powerhouse. In a manly system, it's the substation between the rib cage. This is the whole Adam and Eve story too, because it's the atom, the rib cage. This is this power station. It's this actual solar plexus. That represents this too. In the centre there, see? This is the plantar seed. It'll activated during a solar eclipse, and then after that, 17 days later, the full moon, then everything starts working up here in his head. That's a different story, but it's plenty of that stuff in my previous videos. So this bulb represents the Milky Way, okay? There's the magnetic field. The snake always represents the magnetic field, but you can also put it as the Milky Way. The helix So no one's ever explained that before. So that's it, guys. As far as I'm concerned, done and dusted. That's what it means. I understand all the other Egyptian symbols too. Pretty much know them all. I understand what they're saying. All life is created through here. Check out my earlier video on the fallopian tube. The Milky Way. There's a Milky Way that turns around the flat Earth. One end just sits in there, the bottom, and the wheel rolls around 24/7, 360 degrees over 24 hours. That's the base of it all, but we see it slightly differently because it's acting with the ecliptic plane, the tilting of the ecliptic plane. And the sun follows that magnetic field, so that it's getting broader and wider and then comes back in, so it goes down and out and then up and in. But that's basically it, guys. The ancient so-called Egyptian light bulb is representing the Milky Way. Remember, this powerhouse here is actually a blown up image of what's back here in creation. Look at the size of that created world when creation is about that big. Not even that. All to do with magnification of lensing in water. And have you all seen the glass of water? You've seen the arrows like this? Like that. You put a glass of water in front of them, they'll still look like that. No, sorry, a glass in front of them, you'll still see the arrow like that. But as soon as you put water in the glass, what happens? The complete opposite. That will help people start understanding why we get a mirror image in the southern hemisphere. You could say the glass of water is the dielectric, that's in magnetic induction motors, how like a 3-phase motor, how the 120 phasing shifts. You have to go deep into that. Diverts, the same thing. It's this mirror effect. While all the southern hemisphere is mirrored to the north. We'll see the Milky Way come out like this. In the south it comes like this. As it's travelling northeast to be exposed to us. In the southern hemisphere it's coming from southeast to be exposed to us. Yes, it can be proven easily. You only have to track the stars when they first turn up in the evening in the southwest. And you can just track them moving west, then they start coming around northwest, north, and start going east over your arc of horizon. Understanding this, how everything moves around here, well the ecliptic plane does, the planets, but the stars do all these shapes, but that's in my previous videos. Another thing to observe, to understand that man's arc of horizon, the flat earth system, is Orion's belt. Orion's belt, there, rising. Up here, it's like level over your dome. Wait till the end of the night and it's down in the west, vertical. Everything passes over man's arc of horizon. The Egyptians tell it all. It's all there in black and white, but people are just too ignorant to flip and read it and understand it, because they've all been brainwashed actually from the spinning ball theory bullshit from school. This is so obvious. The Orion's belt is dead centre of this tropical zone, the celestial equator, and it moves around every day. till the sun catches up, because the sun's in here too. The sun will catch up and lose it for 3 months. So we can't sit in the light of the sun for 3 months. But then the sun passes by, continues on its journey, and then exposes it again for us to see it for another 9 months. Otherwise, how do you explain 9 months seen, 3 months not seen, if the Earth's a spinning ball and everything's equal? No, it's 100% proof you live on a flat Earth, and that's the way it works. Just because we can't perceive things up here doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Metaphysics. Physics come from metaphysics, except they can't figure it out. It never equates fully unless they understand the whole metaphysical system. What we perceive and what actually goes on is slightly different. So that was all there was to that video, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Now you know, go spread the word what that light means. Axis Mundi. Axis Mundi, the centre of creation. Axle, where axle comes from. Drop the axle, then the wheel will roll around. The dung beetle rolling the ball. It's in Egyptian mythology. Or the solar boat. You have a solar boat. You know, understand the snake that's inside the bulb. Everything. The jet is the powerhouse. I'm not sure why they have only 4 horizontals on it. Might have something to do with the because we have 7 like atmospheric layers of gradients of pressure that the hydrogen molecule is moving through. But you know, it could be the top 4 that are the most significant, where they're shredded and reformed. But the molecule is shredded as it comes up through ionization. That's where you get on your lightning and stuff. But it goes through the choke point to be recombined, to form. It goes through the choke point to be reconformed into other states of matter. You can call it that. Because that's the recycling system. And that hydrogen molecule hits the plasma sun, the real sun we don't see, turns back into liquid water. Is coming down to drop down into the Beaufort Gaia, the sinkhole, the well that feeds the subterranean aqueducts of our Earth to come to the tropical region. We call a well, it's all around underneath here, well, to then be released and go back up again. The energized hydrogen molecule cell. Thanks guys. Be sure to subscribe and put up a thumb, a like. Cheers.